I want to actually discuss something with us while we are walking. I have this issue about Africa. All of us are asking what is actually the problem with Africa. A lot of people say, oh, how and why would you say, oh, that the Europeans are actually the problem with Africa? A lot of people will say, oh, why would you say it is the Europeans that is destroying Africa? Of course, the question keeps coming and we are not able to comprehend it wholeheartedly. Now, I want to take, a few scenarios that happened in 1994. Something happened, and that thing happened in Rwanda. A war broke out, and one tribe wants to eliminate another tribe. It got to the point that the Belgians that colonized, they said they colonized our people in their land, ran away. Even those of you that believe in church and in your mosque, whatever you believe in, they abandoned their brothers and ran away. Then they now sold gun. They sold gun to the Hutus to kill the Tutsis. Somehow, the same people that created the problem came back and to decide who actually was, who was faulty and who caused it and who said what he said. But from the beginning, from the genesis, you have already made these people knowing that they will always fight, that a cat and a dog will always fight. Now, the life of our brothers were, wasted for nothing. Now, in recent time again, something is happening between in Rwanda in relation to, in Congo. Yes, something is happening in Congo. Now, obviously, the Europeans, carve these things the way they liked. They just carve them. They carry some people from this side and put them on that side and call them one country. Now the problems are there. Then you now say that M23 people are running to, that the Congolese, the Rwandans are actually harboring or supporting the M23 movement. But you also understand that the Tutsi are resident in the same Congo and they also, resident in Rwanda. You and I are, speaking the same language now. Maybe if you don't speak English, you speak French or any other thing as they have forced us to do, but somehow you will understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Africa should emancipate themselves from this whole, cocoon, from this, cage that we have been placed in. Mentally, these are the things they are using against us. They are using this tribal, random, joining to kill us. What I mean is, I still go back to Rwanda and Congo. How can you put some Tutsis are in Rwanda, some are in Congo? Two different countries. You may not understand, but I'm coming. Now, I want to also talk about Nigeria. Nigeria is one country where about large groups have been caged together. They cage them together by force, and because it has been caged together, the people there do not have even the mind of their own to say, okay, let us know whether we are together or we are not together. And at the same time, the people that have been put together there in Nigeria are like helpless. That is why when they want to do election in Nigeria, the contestants will have to go to Chatham House. I don't know what they go to Chatham. But the point is, as a sovereign nation, what is the problem? Why do you want to go to Chatham House to go and seek for approval? Now, each time Africans are conducting an election, do you know what happens? They don't the people there don't care about us. But our people will say, oh, I went to London, I went to the US, I am seeking the approval of this person and that person. Is it not in the head for a sovereign nation? And when they are conducting their elections there, nobody comes to Africa. The only time they come to Africa is when there is a war. If they are fighting war there among themselves, they will come to Africa and tell our president or our leaders to give them our youth to come and die for them, so they will have majority. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the African movement or the Pan-Africanists all over Africa, all over the world are trying to bring people to, okay, let us come together and do something. We need to free ourselves. The more we try to get our people educated on this, the more it's like, there are, blockades. The reason is simple. Our brains have been clogged, it has been closed long ago. So nobody is able to speak. Nobody is able to see outside the box. Everybody is just looking at it that it has been like that. Now like that today. Who told you that it's like that? It is not like that. This is simple. The Europeans have seen our weakness. That is what they have been using all this while. We are great people. We are light to the world. We emit light to the world. And that is why you see that everything that God, every good thing that God has created on earth is mostly deposited in Africa. So they discover that we are light, then they try to extinguish the light. So now, our own is this: how do we turn up the light again? Because most times you cannot even extinguish the light. Yes, just as the sun rises, no matter how much the cloud becomes thick, in due time the sun will actually do its work. Now, for an African child, either you are a child, you are a man, you are old, you are young, whatever, my take to you is for you to begin to think the other way. Begin to reason outside the box. Begin to ask yourself question: why are our youth in Africa, when we have everything? I think Congo has the largest deposit of gold in Africa. Now, our children will have to trek through borders. Some will even swim through the river. They want to get to Europe. We are the richest. In fact, they said Asia is the most populous. We are not sure of that yet. I can prove it to you much later. But what we are saying is that, why are our children seeking for greener pastures in Europe? Why they cage us at home through governance? They cage us here. They make us slaves to them. Then our children who try to go to where they use our monies to build, some will perish in the river, some will die in the desert, some will, will get there and they will be arrested and they used as, experiments. And nobody's talking about it. My point is simple. All Pan-Africanists should come together. We have a work to do. The work we have to do is more than what we think it is. We need to plan this out, and we need to give Europe a run for their money. That is my party word. We need to plan it out. We need to give Europe a run for their money. Because what they keep doing is, they keep giving us troubles. They keep joining our heads together, and when we begin to fight, they will say gun to me, they will say gun to you, and we'll kill ourselves. We'll see you next time. Let's continue.